FH.com. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, whenever we do second date updates, some people actually want a second date. Some people just want to figure out what happened on their date and why the person isn't calling them back. Yeah. And then there's Sean, who's on the phone for a second date update right now, and he wants both, pretty much. He says it was one of the strangest dates he's ever been on. Ooh. So, Sean, how are you?
Hey, guys, I'm good. I'm just trying to figure things out.
Yeah, I mean, most people who do this segment say that their date was bad or something, but strange is an interesting description to me.
Yeah, I've just been trying to figure it out, and I don't understand. I've asked my friends. I could use some help here.
Okay. What's the girl's name you want to call?
Jessica.
Jessica. All right. And tell us a little bit about your date with Jessica.
Okay. Where to start?
Oh, no.
All right, so we met online.
Mm-hmm.
She's super cute, so I figure, okay, let's go to a bar. Let's talk. So we go to this Irish pub, and you know those dates where it's just, like, not right, you know, where, like, you're trying to have conversation, but there's always this awkward silence or long pauses, and you can kind of, like, never get any momentum.
Oh, yeah, no. Sounds fun.
It was just painful.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
All right, so this is happening. I've had this situation before. It's like there's not chemistry or whatever. So after like 45 minutes, you know, I gave it the good old college try or whatever. Mm-hmm. We weren't clicking, so I just say, like, hey, we can just leave. We can just end this date, and that's okay.
And what did she say to that?
She seemed super relieved.
Okay.
So there were no hard feelings. You know, we're both adults. Like, it all feels very copacetic or whatever.
Wow.
And then she asks me to walk her to her apartment, which, you know, it's relatively early in the evening, but the sun's down. And so she says she just wants to have somebody take her back to her apartment. And that makes sense to me, you know, just to be a nice guy. I say, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're walking to her apartment, and I guess, like, thinking back, like, the conversation started getting a little bit better, you know, like, there was a little less tension in the air or whatever as we were walking.
So now you're getting along.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We get to her place, and I have no idea why she did this, but she invites me up.
What?
I guess things got a lot better then.
Whoa.
Right?
So you went from let's end the date, this is horribly awkward, to come on up to my place?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on either. In my head, I was thinking, really? Like, I didn't say that out loud, but I was totally thinking it.
Yeah. So did the date continue up there?
Surprisingly, it did.
Really?
I had, like, no expectations. Yeah, I wasn't planning on anything happening. I was just like, all right, well, let's see what happens, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or maybe she was just even inviting you to be polite because she thought it was the polite thing to do after you walked her home.
I don't know. I guess my mom's friends would say, like, do you want a glass of water or something? It wasn't, like, that polite, but,
Right,
you know.
right.
So how did things go up there?
We're hanging out, and we're watching TV. We start watching some game shows, and we're laughing about how cheesy that is. And I guess, like, because all the tension was gone and because we were laughing with each other and just being ourselves, you know, one thing leads to another, and we end up hooking up.
Oh, my God.
Did she,
Wow.
I mean, did she initiate this?
I'm sure dudes say this all the time. It felt like it was mutual. It didn't feel like
Okay.
one of us made the initiating.
Yeah.
That's a big switch from not wanting to talk to you to
Now they can't keep
doing
their hands
that.
off each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why, as I remember it, I did not initiate because, you know, it felt like it was so not going to happen. So anyway, that happens. It's really nice. She's great, whatever. And
She's great, whatever.
I mean, I don't want to give details. You know, I want to be
No, it's
polite.
fine. It's fine. Did you stay the night?
Well, here's the thing. She gets up to use the bathroom, and then I hear the apartment door close.
Okay.
And I wait for 45 minutes alone in her apartment.
What?
She left?
She just left me in her apartment.
That's weird.
Whoa, weird.
She must
So
have
what'd you
really
do?
wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 45 minutes, I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on. She didn't text me or leave a note or anything, so I just left.
Wow.
Huh.
She wasn't
So she
like, wait.
ghosted you in her own apartment.
Right? Like, was it a weird booty call that she didn't want to? I don't know. So
Yeah.
anyway, like, I've texted her. I tried calling her once, radio silence, and me and my buddies, we don't understand this one, so I could just use some help.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
confusing.
Wow.
But you would, if like there's a normal excuse for it, you would want to see her again still?
It felt like there was some chemistry, so maybe things could happen, and kind of want to know if I did anything weird so that I won't do it again.
Yeah,
Well, and
what
that's
do you
so
do?
straight, like, to finish all of it and then leave. Like, if there's something really weird happening, she would probably tell you in the middle of it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like an old, like, horror story or something where, like, the person disappears and they've never been in that apartment for 30 years or something.
Yeah.
I bet that was the longest 45 minutes of your life. Just laying there, like, is she going to come back? Is she not? Like, what?
Time slowed down to a crawl.
Yeah.
I think that I have never been so scared.
Oh, man.
All right, well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and see if we can figure it out for you with your second date update, okay?
All right, thanks. I really want to figure this out.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I guess you know a date's going well when your date runs out of her own apartment and leaves you there for 45 minutes and then never talks to you again.
Yeah.
If you just tuned in to today's second date update, that's what happened to Sean. He went out with this girl named Jessica, and the beginning of their date was really awkward, and you could tell that. So he just called it out and was like, hey, this is awkward. Do you want to end the date? And she said, yeah. And so he started walking her back to her place, and then I guess because everything was relaxed now, they started hooking up. And then right after that, apparently, she left her apartment, left him in there for like 45 minutes until he finally just left, and he hasn't heard from her since. So we're going to try to figure it out. Sean, you ready to go?
Let's do this.
All
This
right.
is it's so weird. I can't think of any good reason I would leave a stranger in my apartment.
Yeah.
Other than maybe she fell in the bathroom, got amnesia, forgot you were in there, and just wandered out. Like, I feel like that's the only good situation that can happen there.
God, I could only hope that that's the case.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to figure it out. I'm going to dial her phone number right now, okay?
Thank you so much. I got to know what's going on.
Okay, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Jessica, please?
this is she,
Hey, Jessica, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Jubal.
From Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Yeah, I know it. I just
Oh, cool.
don't
okay.
know why you're calling me.
I'm calling you because somebody emailed us about you.
Was it my friend Karen?
I don't think so. I haven't seen one
No.
from Karen. I'll check, though, later to see if she emailed. But no, this is from Sean.
Oh my God.
You remember, Sean?
You went out with Sean.
Yes,
Well, if you know the show, you probably heard a second date update before, yeah?
I know my friend Karen does. She's like obsessed with you guys.
Okay.
So that's why I asked if it was her that emailed.
Oh, gotcha. Well, a second date update is where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. So Sean emailed us and told us about the night you guys hung out and is very confused why you ditched him in your own apartment and also why you won't call him back.
Wow, he told you that.
Yeah.
It was not great. I honestly wish that this had never even happened, and I can't believe I'm reliving this on a radio show right now.
It has to be worse than not great. I mean, to leave a stranger in your apartment.
Yeah.
Wait, so can you tell us what happened on your date?
Okay, so me and Sean went out, and I had a very weird feeling from the moment that we got together. Like something was just off.
Is that why things were awkward at first? Because he told us about your date. He said things were obviously awkward between you two at the beginning of it.
Yeah, I just had a weird feeling, and I guess that like carried into how the date went.
So wait, like weird feeling like you felt like he was a serial killer? Because that's how, whenever I say weird feeling, I feel like someone is bad.
Not that I thought he was going to kill me, because I would have like left
Okay.
at the restaurant if that was the case. But when he said, hey, this isn't going well, I was relieved, like I was relieved when he suggested that we leave. And I asked him to walk me home, and things got, a little bit better. We were talking and enjoying ourselves a little bit and enjoying the conversation. And so, wait, what did he tell you?
He just said that you guys ended up going up to your place and then things were better. And then after you guys were done hanging out, then you left and didn't hear from you.
Yeah, well, there was a moment where we were sitting down and he dropped his phone. And when he reached for it, he said, oh, corn nuts.
Okay. This is after you guys have hooked up or before?
He told you that? Oh, God. This is after,
Okay.
considering you know the details. This is after. So he drops the phone. He says, oh, corn nuts. And I realized That's something that one of my uncles used to say all the time.
So
Okay, so he reminds you of your uncle or something?
Oh, no.
Well, that uncle has a son named Sean.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
So are you thinking that
What?
Sean is your cousin?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shut up.
I'm still not 100% sure, but I hadn't seen him in a while if it was him. So I just panicked. I panicked and I left.
But you know what your
I
cousin
can't
looks
believe-
like, right?
I mean, I haven't seen him since we were children.
Oh.
People evolve.
And all Sean's kind of look the same.
That too.
So you think that he's your cousin and you went out with him?
That sounds so much worse when you say it.
Have you done any research into this? Like, I would be on the phone immediately with my parents, like, hey, where's cousin Sean at? What's the
Please
likelihood?
tell me he disappeared.
Yeah,
Or wait.
it's living in another country. Give me some hope.
I honestly have just wanted to pretend that this never happened. And that's
yeah.
kind of been my approach.
I can understand that.
Because you think you slept with your cousin.
Stop. Please stop saying that.
Oh my god!
It's mortifying.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that'd be embarrassing.
Oh,
Why don't we?
I'm going to be sick.
You know what a good idea is? To check with him and see if he actually is your cousin, because he's on the other line listening to this and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah. Well, maybe he's still there. I don't know. Sean, are you still there?
Jessica, oh my God.
Oh my god!
Oh, my God. Did you hear all that?
Yeah,
Did you just hear all that?
I did. Are you Hank and Lily's daughter?
Yes.
Oh,
Wait.
Up!
So you guys are cousins?
For real?
Oh, corn nuts.
Don't say that.
Oh my god!
How did you not recognize me?
It's
How
her
did you not recognize me?
Your hair was so short before.
Hair grows. Sean,
When was the last time you guys saw? I mean, I know the last time you guys saw each other, but when was the before that? When was the last time you guys saw each other?
I don't know, like 15 years ago. Oh my God.
Wow.
In the first date conversation, none of this came up. Like your family history, where you're from. Like those are things that you normally talk about. Like what your parents do.
I mean,
No.
maybe that's why it was so awkward, because we didn't think to use those conversation starters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you know the whole time, Sean? Did you know that she was your cousin and you just hoped she wouldn't find out?
No.
Gross.
I'm just saying. Like he's
Come
like, maybe
on.
that's why we didn't think to do those things.
Look, Jessica, I had no idea. You are very attractive and you're a great kisser. But
don't like that. Don't. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's probably not the best.
Not good.
Complimenting her like that's probably not the best thing to do.
I'm just being honest, all right? It's good to compliment people.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Maybe
Why
not in
are
this
you
situation.
grossed out by this? You are not grossed out.
I'm not trying to be gross, all right? I don't know what to say right now. This is uncharted territory.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Say that you're going to act like this never happened so we can move on with our lives.
Oh my gosh.
I have a very important question for you, Jessica. Have you talked to your parents?
Oh no.
No. Why? Did you?
No, I told them that I had a weird date, but I didn't get into specifics.
Oh, they have
Okay.
no idea.
Yeah,
how
you guys might
weird.
want to keep it a secret forever.
Yeah.
Unless, Jessica, you want to go on a second date with Sean, we'll pay for it.
What? I don't. Is that legal?
What?
God.
I don't
Yeah.
think we're allowed to.
No?
No, I said no. Obviously, I never want to see him again.
Oh.
Just for the record, Jessica, I feel horrible about this, and you know, if you want to meet up over coffee or something and talk about it, I'm
No, I
down.
don't want to meet up
If
over.
you need
No,
time.
I don't ever want to see you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Well, Sean,
So.
I'm sorry both of you had to learn about that date.
Yeah.
But Sean, no second date.
Great. I lost a cousin too. Thank you very much.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Nothing like a little incest to start your morning.
Good
Brooke and
morning.
Jubal in the morning
I
talking
always say
about
that.
today's second date update. If you missed it, Sean had a first date with a girl named Jessica, and it started out awful, but after a few drinks it got better, and they actually ended up hooking up at her apartment. But when we called Jessica, she told us something very shocking. At one point during the evening, after they had already banged it out, Sean used the phrase, "oh, corn nuts," And it made Jessica remember that she has an uncle who also uses that phrase and had a son named Sean. Oh my God. Just banged it out with my cousin.
I cannot
Yep.
believe it.
See, this is why you should never estrange your family, because then you don't remember who's
Yes.
who, and you end up sleeping with one
Be
of them.
close
Yeah.
with them,
Yes.
please.
She says she hasn't seen that side of her family for a long time, so she wasn't exactly sure if it was her cousin, but Sean confirmed that yes, they're related.
Oh my
So,
God.
yep.
So she probably won't see
And
that side of the
I'm
family
like-
again for
He
a
was
while.
not as upset as he should have been.
No, he really wasn't.
Yeah,
true.
you guys, like, still.
In the end, no second date, but a lifetime of baggage because they had sex with each other and their
Oh,
cousins.
God,
So
stop saying
remember, if you
it.
want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Nothing says a fun date like a Goofendorfer coffee table,
What?
or a Lack shelf, or a Gorfendugan couch.
What are you
Talking about IKEA. The best place to have a first date.
No way. I gave anxiety with the word IKEA.
Well, if your name is Craig and you emailed us to do a second date update, you love going to IKEA on first dates because apparently that's what he did.
No way.
What are you doing, dude?
No. Let me explain. So I met this girl on Tinder. Her name's Tammy. I thought she was really cute, and I kind of wanted to take her on like a different date than normal. So I was like, I'm going to be creative. I'm going to take her on an IKEA date. And IKEA's great. It's fun.
No.
Yeah, by yourself.
It's not. It's stressful. You can't find your way out of that place. It lasts for hours, and there's no alcohol.
Well, I mean, not if you bring your own.
Oh, so did you bring in some alcohol into the IKEA?
Nice.
Exactly. Like a nice little flask. No one's going to know.
Oh, you did.
Smart.
You may have just turned me. I don't know why, but I feel like that would make it more bearable.
Plus, when you don't have to actually buy anything, it's actually a really nice experience because it's like this mansion that you're walking around.
Just a mansion full of particle board.
So how did you sell this to a girl you met on Tinder?
So we were chatting, and she kind of, raised how it was like she goes on a lot of normal, boring dates, and how she's kind of over getting coffee, she was kind of bored with going to a restaurant. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to take you on like a fun date, like on a different date.
Okay.
And
I bet you she never saw that coming.
exactly, yeah. She just put up the challenge, and I tried to meet it as best as I can. I actually think it went really, really well because we met at IKEA. And we started to walk around, and it's fun. We're taking stupid pictures. We're pretending to watch the cardboard TV. We have a pretend argument in the kitchen. It was so much fun. It was a blast.
Oh, pretend
It's like performance art at IKEA. I bet that was fun.
Exactly, and we go and we have the Swedish meatballs at the cafeteria or whatever, and no one was there. And at the end, I kind of bought her fake flowers because they have those flowers at the very end that you can get.
Cute.
And, yeah, it was cute. Come on, that's a good date, right?
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like she was in it. She was into this.
Totally.
So to me, you guys are a match made in heaven.
I mean, thanks.
Yeah. And you don't have to spend a lot on dinner. I mean, those Swedish meatballs are super cheap.
Yeah.
And they are delicious.
So how did it end? Did you guys go anywhere other than IKEA, or did your romance end right there in the IKEA parking lot?
Oh, no.
I mean, I just kind of walked her to her car and just said, all right, well, let's get together soon. She was like, yeah, I'd like that. And then I texted her a few days later, didn't hear anything. And it's been a week and a half now, I think, and still haven't heard anything. So.
And, when you asked her out again, did you ask her to a normal, let's go get drinks at happy hour thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking if I want to bring her to Best Buy next time, no.
Oh, man.
So why do you think she's not calling you back then?
I don't know. I mean, maybe she went to all of her friends and told her that some random guy off of Tinder had took her on an IKEA date, and they probably all acted the same way that you did.
Yeah, maybe.
And we're like, what is that?
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, let's go over the steps to building the perfect relationship. Insert person A into person B.
That is quick. That's a quick moving relationship.
Realize that person A doesn't quite fit into person B, so reevaluate and realize that you're missing a screw, and that's why you can't fit person A into person B, and then completely lose your and just who cares about the relationship anymore. That's at least how you build a relationship when it started at IKEA. Like Craig, who's on the phone for a second date update today. Craig actually took his date to IKEA. It sounds weird, but he swears they had a great time.
And I think it's strange because, like, she was into this IKEA idea, but maybe she was looking for more than just IKEA on that date.
Or, maybe she didn't want to go to IKEA at all, and that was a really bad idea.
Maybe.
That is an honest reflection of what happened.
Maybe she just acted like she enjoyed going to IKEA with you. Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone and find out what went wrong, okay?
Okay, cool.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Tammy, please?
This is Tammy.
Hey, Tammy, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
What is that?
It's a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. That's what it is.
Okay, why are you calling me?
Well, I'm calling you because we do a segment on our radio show called The Second Date Update.
Okay.
You still sound confused.
I don't know what that is. I don't really listen to the radio that much.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Well, thank you.
A second date update, what it is where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them after, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and find out what went wrong.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Okay, and so one of our listeners emailed us about you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
I'm going to say that you probably remember this date because it happened at IKEA.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, Craig is wondering why you're not calling him back. He told us about your IKEA date, and everybody in the room feels like you're probably not calling him back because he took you on a date to IKEA.
Oh, my God. I can't believe he called a radio station about this.
Well, he clearly doesn't make good decisions. I mean, he took you on a date to IKEA, and now he does this, so I can fully see how he'd call a radio station.
Yeah, I guess I can see that now.
I don't know, though. It sounded like from his description you were into it. Like, he said you guys were, like, pretend watching TV, and you enjoyed the Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool idea. It sounds like he already kind of told you a lot about it.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he pretty much broke it down to us. Said you guys hung out there, watched the fake TVs, and even had a pretend fight in one of the bedrooms or something like that.
I love it.
We did. All that was fun.
Okay, well, if that was fun, then why don't you want to see him again?
There was a couple moments there that it went from being kind of fun to kind of weird and uncomfortable.
He didn't use one of the display toilets, did he?
Oh, my gosh, Jubal.
I've always wanted to do
No,
that.
he did not do that.
Thank God.
I don't know what
would
could be
be-
worse than that, so what did he do?
Well, it wasn't as bad as that. I'll give him that.
Okay, good.
We went to different beds around the store, and the first time we got to one, he jokingly was like, "Oh, tuck me in, tell me a story."
That's funny.
And the first time, it was cute, and like I did it, and he was like, "Talk to me in a mom voice," and so I did that, and like, sure, it was a little weird, but like I was playing the game, playing along.
Plus, he could have gone the total other direction and been just a total perv the first time you got in bed.
That's true. That's true.
See?
And he did not do that. So I am thankful for that. But it's just that happened like 3 or 4 more times. Like each time we came to a bed, he wanted me to tuck him in and read him a story. And he was asking for me to, like, when I started talking, if I started reading this story in a normal voice, he was like, "No, use your mom voice." And
Oh my
Weird.
God.
Yeah. Come on, to his defense, maybe he's just really bad at role playing and he's not very creative. So he saw that you thought it was funny the first time and he just kept the joke going.
yeah, I guess so. But then he put his thumb in his mouth, and it just was weird. It just got to be way too much, and it was creeping me out.
Yeah, I can see that creeping you out even after one time, but over and over and over again. Read me a story, mama.
Yeah, no, it was weird.
Oh,
it was
no.
I love how IKEA brought out his mommy issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I had to get out of there.
Well, then I probably shouldn't let you know that he's on the phone listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you, Mama.
God, you're joking, right?
No, I'm not. Your little boy is listening.
Hey, Tammy, it's me, Craig.
Hey, Craig, what's going on?
Just listening to the story about your experience of our IKEA date. I don't know. I felt like the first time I did that, it was really funny and weird. I felt like you laughed really hard, and I do this thing where like I beat a joke to death, and I definitely did it this time. And I guess that is a little weird.
Even you admit it's weird.
So it was a joke and not some weird sort of fetish fantasy thing that you're trying to live out in IKEA?
No, not at all. Nothing like that. But it was me being awkward and thinking that you thought something was funny, and then I realized in retrospect, oh my God, that was so creepy.
Are you sure? Yeah, but like you wanted me to call you Craigie Poo.
Oh, Craigie Poo.
Yeah. Again, funny at the time. Now that I hear it again, totally creepy.
See, at least you can admit that it was really creepy, Tammy.
Yeah, retrospect.
I mean,
right?
I was on his side until the thumb sucking thing, and then I felt like that pushed it over the edge for me. But maybe you're more forgiving.
Craig, I had a really good time, but it went from like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds, and it's just got real creepy.
I know.
Can I be like super honest with you? Is that when I like someone and I think that something's going really well, I just get kind of nervous. And I think about 2/3 of the way through the date, I felt like we were really grooving. And when I get nervous, my jokes just go down the toilet.
When I get really nervous, I become a 2-year-old and suck my thumb.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was really funny at first, and then I got really super awkward by the end. And you could probably tell because by the third time, I let out that weird giggle that was supposed to be a joke.
Oh, yep.
Terrible.
I remember that.
Craigie Poo, I want to hear the giggle.
Yeah, Craigie Poo.
I don't think I could do it again.
Do you want me to read you a story?
I can't go down this road because I might try to be funny, and it's not going to work.
All right, well, I'll save you then. Tammy, would you like to go out on a second date with Craigie Poo? Now that you know it wasn't a weird thing and it was just a joke, we will pay for it.
I don't know. My friends gave me a lot of crap when I told them about the IKEA ordeal.
Oh, come on. He's the most self-aware weirdo that we've had.
That's true.
Come on, Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed again.
Whoa, what?
Is that Tammy talking?
Who's talking?
No, that was Craig.
Oh my God, that is Craig.
Craig, what?
I'm sorry, it's so weird. It is so weird.
Right, don't do it if you know it's so weird.
And it's so believable.
Yeah.
You sound like a girl.
You
No, it
sounded
sounds like a
like a
horror movie is what it sounds like.
That was the voice he was using that night.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I'm just trying to be funny. Please go out with me again. I
Oh
promise
my
I won't make any
God.
more jokes.
If you could come back from that, Craig, it's going to be amazing.
I promise. If you go on one more date with me, I promise.
No more Mama Tammy jokes. No more.
Oh, my God. The hair on my neck is standing up.
Craig, I want to hang out with you because I want to hear that voice more.
Oh, my God. It's so weird.
Tammy, what do you think? Will
No.
you go out with... No?
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not going out on another date with you. I have nightmares just hearing that weird voice that you're doing.
Oh, man.
I do, too. I don't blame
Oh,
you.
Craig, I'm sorry. No second date for you.
That's okay.
Stop
Make
it!
it stop.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Very appropriate text message in at 78592. All it says is WTF about today's second date update.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear it, that was taped while Brooke was still here. She's out on maternity leave, and of course, Jackie is filling in, and Jackie's jaw dropped when she heard this dude's voice.
Well,
So,
it's
Craig,
like a helium balloon voice.
yeah, this dude Craig wanted to call Tammy. They went on an IKEA date. He thought it'd be fun to go to IKEA and
I
walk
think
around.
that's
and-
weird, too.
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
Yeah.
But the reason she wasn't calling back was because he kept getting into bed and being like, read me a story in this weird voice. And he said he was doing it as a joke. And then he actually did the voice that he was doing. And I understand why she wasn't calling back. Here's his normal voice.
I actually think it went really, really well.
Okay, and here's the voice that he was doing.
Come on, Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed again.
It's so
Oh my
creepy.
It's like a doll out of a horror movie.
Yeah. I'm going to hear this in my nightmares now.
Come on, Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed again.
That is so creepy.
It's creepy, but all kidding aside, he was just trying to be funny. Come on. Like,
Come
he
on,
was-
Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed
There's
again.
nothing funny about that.
I just think as a female, it would get old. First of all, maybe the first time I died laughing about it. That is hilarious. But then if he kept doing it, I'd be like, you're a freak.
Yeah, this guy has a weird fetish or something.
He wants his diaper changed, and Mama's not doing it.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you
Come
back.
on, Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed again.
Also, just out of nowhere, I felt like talking about it.
Oh, cool.
If you've been in a car accident, like you're driving along right now and you heard this,
Come on, Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed again.
and you just hit somebody, well, don't worry about it. We got your back because you can get a hold of my friends at advocateslaw.com. It's 206-512-3555. The insurance companies are bullies, and they don't want to just give you the money. They want to just talk to you on the phone.
Come on, Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed again.
Say creepy things like that, but they don't want to give you the money. And that's where the advocates come in because they will help you and you won't be bullied by the insurance companies anymore. It's 206-512-3555. Just get in there and ask them a question because it costs nothing for a consultation and you don't pay anything unless you win your case. It's advocateslaw.com, 206-512-3555. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they've gotten over $100 million for their clients.
Come on, Mama Tammy, come tuck me into bed again.
And they'll tell you things like that.
Moving 92.5.
If you're just tuning in for the second date, we've got Mark on the phone. Mark is a former Navy man who served honorably for his country out on the open seas.
Yeah.
But recently, he was dishonorably discharged from his first date with a girl named Abby. And Mark, I forgot the most important question. If the Navy's in town, why wasn't I informed about this?
Well, it's always a party.
Usually I'm at the docks holding a bottle of bubbly. So can you just please maybe text me next time you guys are going to dock?
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Thank
he
you.
says. Oh, sweet Mark.
Now,
Mark's
Mark's,
always hanging out at the port.
Mark's date ended with him going in for a kiss, but Abby did a last-second spin move to get out of it. And he told us the only reason he could think of for why he's not getting a call back is that he did his date too perfect.
Yeah.
He was too engaged, too interesting, too good-looking.
That's probably not
Which, Mark, as a fellow perfect man, I feel you, bro.
You know.
Stop.
You guys have a lot in common.
Happens all the time.
Oh my God. No, Mark, the one thing we didn't ask you, you were set up by friends. Have you checked in with your friend to see why Abby isn't calling back, if they know anything?
I talked to him, but I kind of avoided talking about the subject because I know he's going to talk to her pretty soon. And I just want to touch base with her or get like a third-party perspective because I really did. I thought I was a gentleman and I do pretty well. And I, unfortunately, date a lot of gold diggers here and there. And
All right, Mark. You already told us that
Yes.
she had a
Okay.
successful
All right.
job and plenty of money herself. All right, let's move forward.
Yeah, let's just get to the call. We'll dial Abby's number and find out why she would dare reject Mr. Perfect. You ready?
yeah, I'd like to know.
Okay.
So would the universe.
Here we go.
He's like, thank you.
I'm gonna dial the number right now.
Hello.
Hi, I'm looking to speak with Abby.
Yeah, this is Abby.
Hi, Abby. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
Are you
so-
familiar with the show?
A little bit.
We'll take it. That works for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening, even a little bit.
So the reason that we're calling is we're doing something called a second date. If you don't remember what that is, it's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to that person for you to figure out the reason why.
Okay.
All right? And so recently, you went out with a guy named Mark.
Yeah.
and now you're not calling him back. Mark says he had a great time with you, and he's hoping to understand better why you've been ghosting him. Because according to him, it was a pretty flawless date.
No.
Wow. Okay.
That's interesting because he was really set on, he feels like he did everything right. Opened doors, paid for dinner.
Mentioned that he's in the Navy.
Listened intently.
Yeah, he mentioned he was in the Navy. I wouldn't say he listened intently. I feel like I heard a lot about just everything he's doing, all about the Navy, all about this business, and I don't feel like there's anything for him to listen to. I didn't really get to talk.
One of those people. You're just saying that he talked about himself the whole time on the date, didn't ask you any questions?
No, it was pretty one-sided.
Okay. I mean, sometimes I feel like that happens when people are nervous and they're overcompensating. Do you think that could have been it?
No, I think he was perfectly confident.
You think he was perfect?
No.
Oh, I thought it was perfect.
I mean, but
You're not paying attention now, Jeff.
Sorry.
Come on.
I mean, confident isn't bad. Was it more like egotistical?
He just really full of himself. And then, like, at the end of the night, we're leaving. There's, like, a homeless guy in the parking lot. And he hands me his phone and was like, hey, get a picture of this for me. And he, like, takes money out of his wallet and wants me to take a picture of him giving money to the homeless person.
What?
And then he posted it, like, right there in front of me on Instagram and said, making money's not hard. Being inspirational shouldn't be either.
Oh my God.
wow.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I was like, I'm done.
I rolled.
Okay, so you don't support him giving money to homeless people? Is that what's happening?
Jeff, no!
No, I don't support him being a douche. That's what I don't support.
Oh my God. And he's just like using a homeless person as a prop for likes. Like that's not cool, man.
If you're doing a good favor for people, don't post it. Then it takes away all the good favor.
Wait, hold on. I guarantee each one of you in this room has done something good for charity and then posted about it on your social media.
There's a difference between participating in a charity, right, and wanting people to also donate, okay, and a call for action.
That's what
right?
he did. It sounds like he's like, you guys can be inspirational. I'm doing my part. You guys can do yours.
There's a difference between that and like literally giving someone just some change, taking a picture of it, and then saying it's all about me. It's about how inspirational I am. It's never about helping the other person. It's about what I did. There's a difference.
I see what you're saying. It's just hard to tell, when you're right, when you're dealing with a lot of attention every day. So it's hard to tell the difference sometimes.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, I do like attention.
Okay.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, Abby. You felt like it was a disingenuous move because after he gave him some money, he posted about it online.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know if it was just to impress me or if he just does this all the time, but either way, it was just...
If it was just to impress you, he would have left that moment between you two, not posted on
Absolutely. And like taking the photo, like it was premeditated even.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I didn't want to kiss him at the end. I was just like,
Yeah, you should have kissed the homeless guy.
All right. Well, at this point, Abby, I do have to tell you something you might find even more disturbing.
Okay.
Need to tell you, Mark's been on the other line listening, and he heard everything that just said. He wants to talk to you.
Of course.
Yeah. Mark, you there?
Hi, Abby.
Why'd you say it like that, Mark?
He is not happy. Okay.
Well, I'm disappointed a little bit. Abby, I feel really bad that you got the wrong idea. A lot of things are about reputation, and if something gets documented on Instagram, it's good for your reputation, especially if you're doing something kind, And I really think that's important. And maybe somebody, sees that and they think, oh, all right, here's $5. And in my case, here's 20 because I have a lot of money.
Okay.
I
mean, that was he did it for his reputation, Abby. Why don't you understand?
Oh, I know. No, I mean, Mark, here's the thing. It's great to do nice things for people, okay? But, like, you don't need to, like, put it on the internet. You don't need, I just think in future, when you're out with other girls, this is not, like, the right move. You're not impressing anybody. Just be nice just to be nice. You don't need to go out of your way to show how nice you are.
What do you think,
Well,
Mark?
I just think if you're not going to post about it, then who sees it? Like, really?
Who needs to see it?
In a little bit
only
of his defense, you're trying to say you're spreading the word of giving charity is good.
Yes, spreading the word.
But you're a rich person. You're just supposed to share money.
Good point, Alexis. She's got you, Mark.
I mean, I don't even think we're asking the important question here, the most important question, which is, Mark, how many likes did you get on that post? Was it worth it?
Jeffrey's right.
Yeah, I got about 75.
75 likes.
All right.
Okay.
That's a hot post.
And how many likes did the homeless man get?
Oh, see?
Well, that's 75 people that maybe would be giving to a homeless person today because Mark signaled that it's a good thing to do.
Thank you.
That's a way to put it.
I told you guys I was a great person.
No, that's not how great people work.
Okay.
That's the
Guys,
wrong...
I got to wrap it up. Like, I'm at work. Clearly, I'm not going out with this guy again.
Oh, well, hold on. But before you go, Abby, I need to ask you, would you like to go out on one more date with Mark? Because we'll pay for it.
No.
We don't have as much money as Mark does, but we'll pay as much as we can.
And we'll post this podcast,
Oh
and
my
everyone
God.
will know about the charity you did.
I like how we're lecturing Abby, who was in the Peace Corps,
Yeah.
about how to do good things in the world. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard no.
Be okay.
Oh, Abby.
I think
Don't blame you.
That's not very charitable of you.
Yeah. Mark, I think you just kind of need to reevaluate why you want to do kind things for people and find a better reason.
Or I could just go out with a hotter girl because I have lots of options.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
People with lots of options always call us for help.
Yeah. Well, actually, Mark, if you're wanting a girl that appreciates money, our social media coordinator, Alexis, is single.
Hey there, Mark.
How are you? Hi.
Are we talking billions, millions, trillions?
We're talking a couple 100,000.
Hey, thousandaire.
Text me.
That's love. If you're not on a dating app, how else are you meeting people out there nowadays?
It's a great question.
You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially these days.
Yeah, right? You
One of
don't
the-
want to leave.
One of the most popular options is to meet through friends.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
Sure.
And that can work out.
If you have a lot of friends.
But it makes me think back
Poor Jose.
it makes me think back to my experiences on this show. Because I think of all of you as my friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least I did.
Uh-oh.
And then over the years, you purposefully set me up on terrible dates.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's
Yeah.
not funny if we set you up on good dates. What do we talk about?
You even had
that's
me
so
in
stupid.
studio once having breakfast with a young lady, and everybody mocked me in front of her.
It was funny.
Yeah, that was great.
So,
yeah.
Think of it this way. At least they set you up.
was it
right?
funny?
At least we
It
set
was.
you up. I go on dates by myself that are
Well,
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to make fun of the girl you're going out with. That'd be mean.
Yeah.
okay,
you're-
well, the whole thing is I don't really know about being set up by friends anymore. I don't know if it's a good thing.
It scarred you.
But
oh, no.
That's how Mark met a woman that he went out with recently, Abby.
Oh.
And Mark, are you sure these people are really your friends that set you up? Was this all a ploy to get you on this show?
Honestly, I have no idea. My buddy Brian, best friends my entire life. So,
Or so you think.
well, yeah. So he sets me up with this girl. He's known for a little while, but we've never actually, hung out or anything.
Okay, and what did he say? I mean, he obviously pitched it to you, right?
Yeah, he said,
What did he say you'd love about this girl?
well, she's outdoorsy. She loves hiking, does it often.
You don't have to lie, Mark.
Yeah.
He said that she was hot.
Yeah. That's what
Well,
I just
yeah,
heard too.
It sounds
Jeffrey.
so generic.
I know you're dancing around it, but it's okay to admit that they set you up because she was attractive.
Yeah.
Well, I think he knows me, and of course, yeah.
Okay, good.
So what was the lead up to going out with Abby? Did you see each other in person? Did you talk on the phone, text?
Well, we texted a little bit, but primarily we would just DM through Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I got to see all kinds of pictures. I was very happy.
Hey, attaboy.
I was in the Navy, so I like doing some crazy stuff. And so,
Oh, a Navy man.
Oh.
All right.
I mean, my brother-in-law was in the Navy, and I wouldn't call him a crazy dude.
Gross,
What were
Brooke.
you doing in the Navy?
I've heard so many things about Navy being super cool, and then also, well, if you talk to Marines, it's, I don't know, but we don't care for them.
That's beef. That's beef. I know you guys have.
It's true. My dad
Yeah.
was a Marine. My brother-in-law is in the Navy.
They
There's
talk
always
crap,
been,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really get along so well.
Okay, well, back to Abby.
Yeah.
How was your date with her?
I thought it went really well.
What'd you guys do?
We talked before. She makes pretty good money, which I was interested in because I have my own business.
Can I ask you, did you ask her how much money you made? Or, I mean, how did that come up?
Well, in a lot of the photos I saw, she always looked very nice, very put together, very professional. And I met her after she got off work, and she did. She looked beautiful. She definitely has this very high-level job.
Okay. All right. That's good. I mean, that's attractive. Someone who has goals and has a good career. Absolutely.
Right. Plus, rich people have that, like, rich smell, too. You know the smell I'm talking about, right, Mark?
Oh, she smelled very nice.
Yeah. That wealthy smell.
I don't know, though. Sometimes I've seen a lot of girls that have designer purses or Louis Vuittons. They're broke. They spend all their money on
but
their
he met
clothes.
her after her high-paying job. It wasn't
That's
like
true.
You
I
know.
guess you're right there. Okay.
So how was your connection with her on a personal level?
Well, I thought it was pretty good. I found out she was in the Peace Corps.
Cool.
The Navy's not beefing with the Peace Corps?
You didn't talk crap.
Just the Marine Corps.
Not currently, but you never know. I guess it could happen.
Okay. Give it some
Don't
time.
leave that up to the Coast Guard. You
Sure.
know?
Yeah. Well, no one, not the Coast Guard.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't even bring that up.
I
All
know.
right.
We keep getting sidetracked from your date, but you're a very interesting guy.
Yeah, you are.
So tell us anything else memorable about your date.
Okay, so it was the end of the night. We pull up to her house. I unbuckle because I think I am going to go in for a kiss.
Okay.
So I go, and she turns, and I practically wind up kissing the car door window. So either she had no idea what I was doing, or I just totally misread everything. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe seal the deal.
I mean,
That's a pretty bad one.
and the thing is if a girl wants a kiss at the end of the night, she'll linger. She's not twisting
I'm
away
uncomfortable
from
just
you.
hearing this.
Yeah, in like some ninja move or something.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think, Mark? What do you think turned her off during your date?
Well, I thought I did just about everything right. You know, I was a gentleman. I would open the car door, everything. I pulled out her seat when she was going to sit down.
But what did you do wrong?
I feel like sometimes I just come off as just a little too engaged, maybe.
This is like we're at a job interview, and they're like,
Yes.
well, I'm kind of a perfectionist. That's my flaw.
Oh, you're too perfect for her. Okay.
I love too much.
Yeah. I listen too hard.
You know how those Navy guys are. They're just too good.
Yeah.
They are.
Well, here's what we're going to do,
Not
Mark.
like the Marine.
We're going to
It's a
play
joke, by the way.
We're going to play a song. You just drop anchor. Stay where you are. We'll come back
All right.
and we'll call Abby for you, try and get you your second date, all right?
Guys, thank you so much.
And I don't think that's a Navy saying, Jeff.
What? No?
Anchor down.
Well, just hold on.
You know, a lot of guys out there like a girl with a little bit of an edge.
Okay.
I happen to be one of those dudes, and that's why I'm surprised that Amy, who's on the phone for a second date update today, isn't getting a call back. She did exactly what I like, and she called her date an a-hole on their first date, and I'm so surprised that he's not getting back to her. That's really weird, Amy.
Did you say it in anger too?
It was angry,
Oh,
unfortunately.
So you angrily called your date an a-hole.
What happened?
I'm glad you want to call him back.
How does that work? What happened?
Well, okay, so I met this guy. His name's Trevor, not Treasure.
I would hope his name was Treasure. I've never met a guy named Treasure, but I want to.
Freudian slip.
All right. So his name was Trevor.
Trevor,
right.
And I met him online, and I thought he was really cute. And, you know, he said he liked to work out, and he said he loves food. And then that's kind of what prompted me to start talking to him, and we were talking about what the kind of food we love. And he was like, there can't be one person in this entire world who doesn't like a grilled cheese sandwich. And I was like, oh my God, I feel the same way.
And that's when you got into it. That's when you said, screw you, you a-hole. I love grilled cheese more.
No. This was over the app, you know, just like back and forth. And then we started texting, and we were like sending pictures of grilled cheeses to each other. And I was saying, like, I make like the best grilled cheese. Like, it's my favorite food. I've got this great recipe. And I was like, you should come over and I'll make it for you.
Are you really are you really that passionate about grilled cheese, or were you just using this as a cute ploy back and forth?
No, I really love it. Seriously, it's like my favorite food. I order it anytime a restaurant has it. I'm like a grilled cheese aficionado.
See, I always feel like it's a ripoff. Like, grilled cheese so cheap to make, overcharged on the menu.
It's usually overcharged, I'll give you that. But
when you got all those different kinds of cheeses in it with the sourdough bread. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'm kind of getting hungry now.
I know she sounds more into the grilled cheese than their date.
So did he come over and?
Well, yeah. So this is how I ended up yelling at him. I was making the sandwiches, and we were having a couple of drinks, and we were talking, and I was multitasking, and I went over to talk with him, and I was nervous, and I smelled something burning, and I realized, crap, I burnt the sandwiches, and I felt like such an idiot.
Yeah.
I felt like such an idiot.
After all that talk?
I mean, and after, saying that you're an artist, obviously you're not.
Yeah, I talked all this big talk, and here I am screwing it up. And then he came over, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, what if you did it this way? What if you did it that way? And I did not like that. I was like, why is this guy trying to tell me what to do? And so I freaked out. I slammed down the pan. I went over into my room, and I yelled out, I can do it myself, a-hole, and I slammed the door in his face.
So it was more than just calling him an a-hole. You literally had a freak out and ran to your room.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you always unstable?
No.
Or just in that moment? I mean, I've had moments like that, but not...
ladies, when it's that time of the month, what happened, you get a little bit more emotional, and, it wasn't great timing to have a guy over probably, and I had a day anyway, that morning was hard, so I just emotionally wasn't, so it wasn't the best first date.
All right, so you did not plan accordingly.
No, I did it, but I spent a couple minutes in my room, was like, oh, that was so stupid. And then I walked out, and we were laughing about it.
Oh, wait, he was still there?
Yeah, he stayed. It was really sweet, and wow. I was like, I'm so sorry. I totally freaked out. I don't know why I did that. You were just trying to help. And he was like, it's totally cool. And then I made the sandwiches again. I did not burn them this time or call him an a-hole. He even slept over. We didn't do anything. He was just like, it's really late. Is it cool if I sleep over? I'll sleep on the couch. Totally fine. The next morning, I woke up, got a note that said, hey, I had so much fun with you. Thanks again for the grilled cheese. And then I texted him the next day saying hey, I had so much fun too. And he said, me too. And that's really all the conversation we've had. And it's been 10 days.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow. If I was hanging out at your house and you freaked out on me like that, the last thing I would want to do would be to sleep there.
Yeah.
I feel
well, that's why it doesn't make sense, right? And that's why I'm calling you guys, because I don't know what to do. I mean, is it he went home and he realized, whoa, she freaked out, I don't want to have anything to do with her, or was it something else?
Was there any moments of intimacy, or did it just feel like you were hanging out as friends the whole time?
We kissed right before he went to sleep. We had one kiss, nothing crazy.
Okay.
And it was nice, and it felt like we left on a good note.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm confused.
The real question was how was your grilled cheese? Did it actually hold up?
It was really good.
Okay.
Really good.
And he thought so too?
Yeah, I mean, he said he liked it, but maybe he was lying. Maybe it was the grilled cheese that was the problem.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it could be. That's happened to me before. I've not called a lot of girls back because of a bad grilled cheese. So play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Okay, hang on. If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Amy is on the phone, and Amy's not getting a call back because she sucks at making grilled cheese sandwiches.
No. Don't even say that
Just
to her.
the worst. Am I right, Amy?
Don't say that. I'm going to have to cut you if you keep talking like that.
See? And that's the kind of anger that really is behind the reason Amy thinks she's not getting a call back. She met this dude named Trevor online. They were talking about their love for grilled cheese sandwiches, so she invited him over to her place to make the best grilled cheese ever. She actually ended up kind of starting to burn the sandwich, and then when he tried to help her out, she yelled at him and said, I could do it myself, you a-hole, and then went and locked herself in her room. And surprisingly, he stayed, and they finished the date, and she said he actually seemed like he had a great time. He even stayed the night on her couch, and they had a kiss.
Wow.
But now he's not calling her back, so we're going to get him on the phone and find out why.
And you did apologize for the freak out, but did you dwell on it too much?
I don't think so. I mean, it happened, and then we laughed about it, so I don't really think that it could be that. But I don't know what else it could be either, though.
All right, well, I'm going to dial his phone number and see if we can find out why, okay?
Cool.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Trevor, please?
Yeah, this is Trevor.
Hey, Trevor, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, back.
Have you ever heard of Brooke and Jubal in the morning before?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, what do you think it is then?
It's a vote of confidence.
You guys are like a radio show, right?
Yes.
A thing.
And have you ever really listened?
No, not really. I know the name, though.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a start. The reason I'm calling you today is because somebody who does listen to our show wanted us to call and get a hold of you.
Cool.
Could be cool, could not be cool. You don't know yet.
I guess not.
Her name is Amy.
Okay. Yeah.
And Amy made you a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yes, she did. She told you about that?
Yeah, she did tell us all about that. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. So Amy wants to know why you're not calling her back after your date.
It's not that I'm not calling. This is not real. I don't want to, like...
It's not that I'm not calling her back, but I'm not calling her back.
Yeah.
I'm not calling... No, it's just, I don't want to talk about that kind of thing. We had a nice time. It's just one of those things.
Amy's the one that wants to know. I mean, we're asking on her behalf. She said she'd be willing to hear whatever it is.
I don't really know how much you guys already know. Like, how much do you guys know?
Well, we know that you bonded over grilled cheese sandwiches, and you went to her house and she made you grilled cheese, but at one point she kind of burned it and then yelled at you and stormed off to her room, and somehow you stuck around.
That was fun. No, the burning wasn't the thing. Like, she freaked out, but it was, like, cute. It was funny.
Wait, she slammed the pan down, called you an a-hole, and you thought that was hysterical?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't, like, dying laughing, but, like, that's not why I'm not calling back. That wasn't an issue at all.
Okay, so the anger issue is not a big deal with you.
No, but I slept on her couch. We didn't share a bed, so I'm not saying that at all. Okay. But before, like, she went to her room and I was on the couch, she had some pictures on the wall, like photographs, like professionally done ones that people get. And they were of her and a guy embracing and, like, kissing. And these were, like, big pictures. These weren't, like, the little ones.
Did they look like engagement photos or something, like that style?
Yeah, like that kind of thing. Like they hired a photographer to take pictures of them, like, holding each other and stuff. So I was just like, what are those?
And what'd she say?
She went, oh, that's my ex-fiance.
Whoa!
And I was just like, oh, that's weird.
If she's not currently with her fiance, then it's pretty strange to have engagement photos of herself
like
on the...
three of them, though, hanging up, and they were big photos. I can't stress that enough. Like, they were big.
And you would think that if you're having a first date with a guy, that would be, I don't know, something on the agenda to take down before he comes to your house.
Yeah, but I was willing, I guess, kind of to laugh it off because I am going to sleep there. I don't want it to be, like, super crazy weird.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, we're still really good friends. So right there, I'm like, all right, cool, I guess. And then she says, I told him I would keep them up until I found someone that I could replace them with.
Whoa.
And I was just like, oh, cool. And
that's awesome.
How
yeah.
great for you.
But, like, I'm sleeping on her couch. I'm not going to have, like, the greatest night's sleep. So I would, like, wake up and then just be looking at her and this, ex-fiance, like, kissing and holding each other.
And when you were looking at it, you weren't thinking, I hope that's me one day?
No, I wasn't. I was thinking I need to sleep off the few drinks that I had and get out of here, like, really fast.
Well,
guys, I don't like how this is going. I'm not into this.
What's going on?
Oh, Trevor, that's Amy. She's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Yeah, I've been listening to the whole thing.
Hey.
I've been listening to the whole thing. Hi, it's nice to hear from you after 10 days.
It's nice to hear from you, too, after 10 days.
I am, like, so disgusted right now. I cannot believe that that's the reason that you're, like, not calling me or talking to me. Because it's a perfectly good reason.
What?
You have pictures of you and your ex-fiance hanging in your place. How could you have a relationship?
Listen, I invited you into my home, and it's my space, and you asked.
What?
And I just met you. It was the first time I ever met you. You know, why? This guy is my best friend. okay? And yeah, we're broken up now, but he's a part of my life and he's a part of my history, and I talk to him every day, and he's my best friend, and I care for him, and I don't know why you're reacting like this. I don't think it's strange, you know? Wouldn't you have pictures of you and your best friend? So what? We're kissing in the photos.
Amy,
I think that's the point, Amy.
Yeah.
I would never have pictures of me and another girl kissing if I had anyone I was kind of romantically interested in coming to my home.
I met you for the first time. This is the first time I ever met you. I invited you to my house. And the only reason I invited you over is because we were talking about cooking and I wanted to cook you something. I'm not going to sit here and redecorate my house for some guy that, you know, I might not ever see again, which, by the way, I'm not going to because it's been 10 days since we spoke.
All right, whoa. You need to slow down. This sounds way crazier than I already imagined. You sound like
Crazy? You think I'm crazy? Well, you know what? You sound jealous, and a real man doesn't get jealous of other guys. Get over it.
I don't even know if that's necessarily jealousy. It's just I kind of don't want to see.
I'm not jealous. I'm creeped out.
Amy, can't you see that maybe it's a red flag that you're not quite over your past engagement, that you haven't taken the photos down?
Sure, fine. It's a red flag to some stranger who doesn't even know me, but I'm explaining to all of you people that he is my best friend and I care for him, and why should I take down photos for some guy I met online?
But
why would I do that?
I have pictures of my best friend in my house, and none of them are me and that person embracing.
Oh, well, I feel really sorry for you because all of you apparently have a problem with intimacy.
No, I do have a problem with intimacy. I'm willing to admit that. But it is strange to have a picture of your ex-fiance on your wall. You don't think so at all?
He's my best friend. He's
Okay,
my best
but
friend.
why don't you put some other pictures of you guys as best friends up and not the romantic ones?
Listen, I wake up every morning and I look at those photos and I set an affirmation for the day and I say, I am going to find a best friend just like that. It's my motivation and it's what gets me through the day, okay?
Whoa. Okay, instead of all that, why don't you just try some, like, orange juice and light exercise?
I don't think that's funny, and I don't appreciate your sarcastic tone, Trevor. I spent a lot of money on those damn photos. Why would I switch them out with some piece of crap?
Because you're not engaged anymore, Amy.
What are you, my therapist? Are you guys like my therapist now? Is that why I called into a radio show to get therapy? That's not why I called in. And I am so upset that these are the results that I'm getting from this.
Guys, do you still need me on this one, or can I bounce?
Actually,
No.
I need him
Yeah.
real quick. Trevor, would you like to go on a second date with Amy? We will pay for it.
No.
Come on. One more date.
Make your own grilled cheese sandwich.
I will happily make grilled cheese sandwiches alone. I don't want
You're
to.
never gonna get one. You're never gonna get one like I made ever again. You're never gonna get another one like that.
You mean burnt?
You are such an ass. Don't say anything about my fucking grilled cheeses, okay? Because you'll never get anything like that ever again.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Trevor. It does sound like she hung up, too.
Dude, what was that? Are you serious? He is an insane person. Oh, my God.
I feel like you should have seen that coming after that whole burned grilled cheese incident.
I'm just happy I'm alive right now. I'm lucky I got out of there alive.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, I definitely am scared of that woman, but I do want to try her grilled cheese. And I agree. She was very passionate about grilled cheese sandwiches.
Makes you hungry.
If you don't know what I'm talking about today's second date update with Amy and Trevor. We taped that while Brooke was still here. Jackie is filling in for Brooke on maternity leave. But Amy wanted to call Trevor. They made grilled cheese together. They bonded over the fact that they both love grilled cheese.
So random.
We got him on the phone and found out the reason that he wasn't calling back was because he stayed the night at her house on the couch and noticed that on the wall she had very, very big pictures with her and another guy kissing and being romantic. And then we found out that that was her fiance or ex-fiance.
Yes.
And they're really good friends now, but she doesn't want to take the pictures down until she finds a replacement for him.
That is creepy, kind of.
He was creeped out. Trevor was very, very creeped out by it and did not want to go out with her. But then she started calling him jealous. and saying that it's his fault, like it's wrong with him. I don't know. Text in 78592. Would it bother you if you went over to somebody's house and they had pictures of their ex-fiance on the wall and refused to take them down?
Imagine if there was worse wedding pictures or something in the big frames.
Yeah, just still up there. It just kind
Staring
of
at you
sounds
while you're on the couch.
sort of desperate.
I can see, though, I mean, it's her house. She's not going to expect to have people over. This was a date that turned into a better date.
But she
so she's
knew.
required to take down her pictures.
But wasn't the date already planned? Like, if you know he's coming over, you wouldn't take those down?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or aren't you a person who operates in life and knows that you shouldn't have pictures of your ex-fiance in frames on the wall if you're trying to date?
Yeah.
Anyway, she hung up on us. Hopefully he'll be okay. He might have to get a restraining order because she was very pissed at the end of the call. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
The girl on the phone for a second date today had her first date at one of the craziest places possible. People are popping pills left and right. Lots of group activity, if you know what I mean. And everybody's inhibitions are lowered. Mostly because of dementia. She went to the retirement home. She went to the retirement home, yeah.
Wow, it's amazing how all those things are the same.
I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh, they're having fun over there.
Kara is on the phone, and apparently her first date with this dude was at the retirement home. Want to hear more about that in a second. That's an interesting date. Kara, how are you?
I'm okay.
The first thing that comes to my mind is you're like a gold digger dating a 92-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
Oh, I hope that's true.
You're into old
No. The guy, I went on a date with a guy who volunteered there.
Oh, he's
okay.
a good person.
How'd you meet him?
Well, okay, we met on an app, and he was funny, and we got along. Like he plays a bunch of team sports, like he does a bunch of like those kind of leagues, and I do too, and it's fun. So we kind of talked about that stuff, and
Okay.
we think we may have played each other before.
That's
so
awesome.
It's kind of funny.
Okay.
So how did he strike up the idea to go on a date at the retirement home?
Well, that wasn't it. He was like, "Let's meet up," and he just said a street corner.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's scary. You meet a dude on an app, and he's like, just meet me at the corner of whatever and whatever.
I mean, pretty much, but I didn't read it like that,
Oh,
okay. Like that's when he texted it, so it didn't sound creepy at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he wanted to surprise me, and I was up for it, so.
Yeah, because surprises can be fun.
Yeah.
They can also be scary.
Yeah.
Either one. But this turned out to be a fun surprise, huh?
Yeah. So we first met up, and we walked for a bit, and then he just said, "I'm going to bring you somewhere." So I was like, okay, and I thought, well, we're going to a restaurant or something. And instead, that's when he took me to a retirement home. And I was like, oh,
what?
Okay. Yeah. He said he volunteers there sometimes. And then I was like skeptical, like that this was going to be fun at all. Like I just thought it was going to be lame.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and he was going to try to teach me something or whatever, and like a life lesson.
Oh my God.
Change diapers.
But did he know all the, was he friends with all the old people in there?
Yes. Yeah. It turned out to be sort of cool. Like,
Okay, so he's there all the time.
I would fall instantly in love with him.
Really?
Oh my God. Old people are so cute. And like,
They're cute, but the smell.
someone
Yeah.
who volunteers and
They're cute when they're
befriends them-
contained.
Oh, you guys.
When they're contained, when they're not like out walking in your way or screwing up
No.
airport lines, things like that. Yeah, if you keep them in a confined space, old people can be very,
You guys are awful.
very nice. So, did you enjoy the retirement home?
yeah. I mean, my grandfather passed away pretty recently, and it kind of reminded me of him, and that was cute. And I don't know. And he was sweet. Like, Corey was sweet. He was nice to them. They really got him, and we ate dinner with them. Like, it was a wholesome time. Like, we played card games. It was all, like, but we had one kind of awkward moment. And it was like this woman who lives there. She was like, "Are you a boyfriend and girlfriend?" And we sort of said, "No, this is kind of our first date." And she was like, "Well, you should kiss." So
Yeah, Granny.
Whoa.
Yeah, she wanted some action.
They're Yeah.
feisty over
they are
there.
fighting. You've heard about the STD reports
Yeah,
of these
they
senior
have
citizens' home. They're
lot
there for
there.
a reason.
Apparently, you got a watcher in
Yeah.
that retirement home. So, did you guys make out in front of him?
no, I mean, it was just sort of this awkward peck on the cheek,
Cute.
And then the lady, she clapped.
Oh, that is kind of
That's really sweet. Why was that awkward, though?
it was just like, like, are you boyfriend and girl? It was just like I don't know.
And you've never
Yeah.
kissed, and it's like, kiss each other.
Yeah, and then being forced to kiss with old peering eyes
Yeah.
looking at you.
So was that the most uncomfortable moment of the evening?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. And then when we were leaving, he walked me back to my car and he kissed me for real.
Aww.
Cool.
Oh.
And that old lady popped up from the car seat in the back and was like, yeah, good job.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd really get after it.
Yeah.
Take off his shirt.
No.
No, she says no. How was the kiss?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't like a big thing, but it was just really nice. It was like first date kiss.
Okay.
Got it.
But now it's been a week and he's like, we're texting here and there, but he's not asking me out again.
Okay, and if you tried to like hint, or have you asked him out?
No, but it just feels kind of like I've been here before. Like, when you're on these apps, like you go out like it's your job, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, and I can tell that he's not really in any hurry to go out again. Like something's off, and I don't know what that is. So that's why I wanted you guys to help me find out like what's up.
And you were kind and excited about all the old people, right? Because maybe this is like some sort of test that he does with women to see.
Well, it could be, but at the same time, like it was just so nice. Like we just kind of hung out and played cards and like talked about stuff, and it was just really.
It was easy.
Yeah. There wasn't any like in the back of my mind. Now I'm thinking, was that a test? I don't know, but I don't think so. It just didn't. It seemed like it was just like this is something that's important to him.
But you were good with the old folks. You didn't try to like fight one of them.
No.
All right, well, we'll play a song and then come back and call him and get your second date, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on. If you're just joining us, Kara is on the phone, and Kara told us all about her first date with a dude named Corey. They spent it in heaven's waiting room.
Oh my gosh! Don't say it like
Well,
that.
I mean, that's a nice thing.
Otherwise,
Take a number.
known as a rest home.
Yeah.
Because Corey, I guess, the dude that she went out with, volunteers at that rest home, and he wanted to take her on a date there so they could spend time with some of the people that live there, and they just hung out, had dinner, played cards, and she said it was actually a lot of fun. And Kara, I don't want you to blow this. I want you to get a second date. I really do.
Okay.
Why are you so invested?
Well, because, Kara, you have an opportunity here that I don't think you realize, all right? Retirement homes are really a great opportunity if you can get in. Because you can steal a lot of stuff from those people. Yeah, they, like jewelry and stuff, they don't even know what they have. Like you can really, and once you're on the inside, it's hard to get in there. Now that you're on the inside, this could be a great opportunity, not only for love, but also to acquire some awesome jewelry.
You are sick.
Okay.
What are they gonna do? Chase after you?
Oh my
Nope.
God.
Nope.
No,
You
they're
guys
not.
are awful. I mean, I thought at least you were going to say you're going to try to get in on somebody's will, not just up and steal from them when they're still alive.
I got a buddy who works on one. He sells bedpans wholesale. Makes a ton of
Yeah.
cash. So it's a great financial opportunity for you as well, Kara.
Good tip. Good tip. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any last words before we call Corey and see why he isn't calling you back for a second date?
This one felt like a little different. Like it was like we had chemistry. It felt like it was going in the way that we'd like go out again at least. But it's just been fading, and I don't know why. And
Okay. So you like this guy, and you definitely felt potential.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can get him on the phone. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Corey, please?
Speaking. Who's this?
Corey, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show. How you doing today, sir?
What? Why that?
I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah. Sorry, Corey.
I'm okay. Why are you guys calling me?
Well, because we got an email about you from one of our listeners, and they just said we had to call Corey and talk to him. I don't know why I said it like that either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think you guys might have like the wrong person.
Well, I have a phone number here with this number that I just called, and it says their name is Corey, and it says that they volunteer at a retirement home from time to time.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so you're old folks Corey.
That's what they call him.
I guess.
I don't think Corey's finding any of
think
this
so.
very amusing.
Sorry, he's probably confused.
Corey,
Yeah.
we're calling because we do a segment on our show. It's called The Second Date. So we got an email from Kara, who you went on a date with to that retirement home.
Right.
Right. And Kara wants to know why you haven't asked her out on a second date yet.
She says that like she can sense that you're like falling off.
Well, to be honest, I think like if I was to go out with her, it would be more casual than a relationship. I don't know if she's like exactly the right girl for me.
So wait, is it like you're not looking for a relationship or it's her?
Well, I am because I am single, but at the same time, like, gosh, how do I say this? Just the ladies at the old folks home, I volunteer there a lot, and they're like a big part of my life. They just don't think that she was right for me.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
So they're hating.
They're blocking her?
They just noticed a few things, and they just didn't think that it was in my best interest or that it would work out. Like, over the years, I've been volunteering there a lot, and it's kind of like having numerous grandparents, like, looking out for you and giving you advice. And
What specifics did they give the old ladies on why she isn't right for you?
some of the stuff they said was like her outfit. It might have been a little inappropriate.
All right, Judgy Betty's.
Her outfit?
And did you tell them that she didn't know she was going to a retirement home? She probably would have dressed differently if she knew that that was what was on the agenda.
I did, but...
What was she wearing? Like a
Yeah,
skirt?
seriously.
She was wearing a skirt and like had her midriff showing a little bit, you know?
Okay, so she's just kind of sexy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she dressed like for a first date, you guys. Like,
they kind of didn't like that her skirt was so low and that her belly button was showing. I can kind of see that, you know?
yeah. Because not everybody has a belly button in the world.
You mean
but
they don't
whatever.
dress like that in the retirement home? That's
Yeah.
how I pictured it.
I mean, everybody has a belly button, but you don't go around flashing it, you know?
Okay. Besides that, did they name other things?
Well, now, these are their words, not mine. But remember their words. They said the makeup was too hookery.
What?
Hookery.
Who are these judgy old women? Okay.
Sounds just like old women to me. I'd take the judgy off it. That sounds like how they would talk, I think.
Guys,
She's hookery.
Why did you not defend her or stand up for her?
I'm just saying these old ladies, they give me good advice, you know, and I can't have them disgusted by my significant other, like the girl that I'm in a relationship with.
Now we've moved on
So-
to disgusted?
You said earlier it's like you have a bunch of grandparents, so if you date her seriously, you feel like you'd be letting down your grandmas, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like you really need to school them in how a woman's dress does not indicate whether or not she sleeps around.
I mean, like you've been around old people, it's hard to change their minds. And also, who am I to argue with them? Like, they have so much experience, you know? Like,
Yeah, who knows how many hookers they've been with? Probably a lot, you know? You have no idea. They might be very schooled in that. Well, guess what, Corey? You know who might find this information interesting? Kara, and she's actually on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Are you still there, Kara?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you pissed, Kara? I'm pissed for you.
Well, first of all, this was a surprise. You said the date was a surprise. So I'm thinking we're going to a bar. And, like, it's like, you know my pictures. You know what I look like. You didn't think that maybe it would be a good idea to let me know, like, I don't know, like, dress like you would if we were going to church. Of course, that would have been an interesting, like, text back and forth.
Yeah, that would have been you probably wouldn't have gone on that date.
Okay, I think you need to calm down a little bit, all right? Just calm down.
Calm down? Hookers don't calm down.
Those weren't even my words. Those were their words. I'm just explaining what had happened.
Also, like, my outfit wasn't a big, like, it was a skirt and, like, midriff, like, kind of shows, but not really. Like, it wasn't even, I mean, you've seen my pictures. Like, there's crazier looks than what I had on that day, so.
So she could be way more hookery if she wanted.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
I'm just saying you did dress a little provocatively, and they kind of picked up on that, and I have to kind of go with that because they're conservative, a little bit like me, you know? So
Conservative like you. Okay. So they think you're, like, pure as the driven snow, right? Is that the thing? Like, what if I told them that we had phone sex? And what if I told them all the filthy things you said on the phone?
Oh, whoa. Hey, Corey.
Would they think that you're conservative now?
Oh, Corey.
Yeah, what would the gals down at the retirement home do with that knowledge?
Somebody's a little two-faced.
Well, that was
that was something that was private within us. That wasn't out in the public. We're not going out like that.
Okay. So it's cool for you. Can I say this stuff on the radio? I probably shouldn't. You know, I'm not going to.
Go for it. We can
Like,
beep out whatever you say.
I'm going to say I would appreciate if you didn't tell everybody what I said, because that was private and that was between you and me. I thought we had like a moment, you know, not to be shared with the whole world.
Dirty moment. Yeah. No, I'm gonna, because if I'm hookery, then obviously I bring that out in you.
Look, I'm just saying, the ladies, maybe they do have a point, because look at this. This is the type of behavior that they're talking about, you know?
Oh, okay.
Again, she's the hookery one here.
This is so ridiculous. Like, do you know what year it is? Do you have
You're
any
talking
idea?
about private things, like out on the radio in front of millions of people.
You called me a hooker on the radio, so
I didn't call you that, and I did not ever say that, because that's not what I feel.
His old gal pals did.
right.
Hey, Kara?
I was being completely honest.
Part of his mahjong group.
Yeah, I'm going to ask the question anyway. Corey, would you go on a second date with Kara? We'll pay for it.
You know what? I don't think that would be the best idea.
Yeah. I think all of this is not working out like how anybody planned.
That's fine. You're a nice guy. Like, I wish you could time travel to go find someone for you. So,
Sweetheart, you're on the phone on the radio trying to get a hold of me, so maybe you should time travel and go back.
To where?
To what? To what?
So before you made this phone call and embarrassed yourself in front of the world. No, I don't want to go out with you.
That's a short time.
You can try to get defensive. You can try to be angry, but sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not responding to your calls, and maybe you should stop trying to get a hold of me through the media.
The only thing that I really find offensive is that you called us the media.
Yeah, the
That's
media.
weird to me.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We get emails from time to time from people who want to do second date updates, but they're scared to use their name for whatever reason. They want to remain anonymous, like the guy on the phone for today's second date update. Won't even tell me what his name is. I said, fine, we'll give you an alias. How about Farkley as the name? And he said no. He just said he didn't like the name Farkley.
Yeah, because he sounds like a golden retriever.
But we can call him Dennis. So, quote, Dennis is on the phone, end quote. What's up, Dennis?
Hi there, guys. How are you doing?
Good, man. First of all, why the alias? Why don't you want us to use your real name?
Well, you know, I just prefer not to have that information out there. You know, it's a public forum here on the radio. I, just prefer to keep it secret.
Dennis, can I just ask you right off the bat, you're not married or anything, right?
No, I'm not. I'm willing to say that. I'm not married.
Okay, you're not married. Good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today? What's her name?
Well, her name is Kathy.
Is that her real name or a fake name?
I'd prefer not to say. That's the name I'm giving you.
Well, I'm going to have to call her, so I'm hoping that's her real name.
She's like, Kathy's not here right now. I don't know how to help you.
Well, she'll respond to Kathy.
Okay,
so okay. All right. Where did you meet Kathy?
Or can we know that?
I met her where she works.
Okay, and where does she work?
It's a store in like downtown area.
Okay, and do you work at said store as well, Dennis?
I would rather not say.
What are you going to answer for us then?
We would like to get a little information from you. So far, you've told us that you met a girl whose name could possibly be Kathy. We don't know your name, and you won't tell us where the store is or what you do there.
Well, I understand, just too much information might compromise myself or Kathy. So, I will do my best to answer as much as I can.
Okay. Well, we're going to try to get to the bottom of how your date went, at least. So, did you strike up a conversation at the store and then ask for her phone number, or is that asking too much?
Well, I'll say this much, that I did meet her. I did speak with her, and I found her to be attractive, certainly, and also very unassuming. I felt like she wasn't a threat.
She wasn't a threat. What are you?
I have to be cautious. That's all. I really have to be cautious.
Okay. So what did you guys do for your day? I think probably know the answer, but what did you guys do when you went out?
We went We went to a place and had a conversation.
Can I ask what type of place it was?
I will tell you it was an eatery of some sort.
An eatery.
Eatery.
Okay, I mean,
So you ate food.
Are you able to open up to Kathy and just not us? Like, at least on the date, you had real conversation?
Honestly, I'd rather not get into the specifics of that. I will say that we had a conversation, and I found it to be engaging. I'll say that.
So did you have a good time? I feel like you can tell us that without too much information.
I will say that much. We did. I thought it was I thought we had a good time.
Okay.
I am
Ooh, we figured out something. So you went out with a girl that you met somewhere, and you went somewhere.
You ate
that
something
maybe had
possibly.
food, and then you enjoyed yourself.
Yes, that's all correct.
Okay, so what do you think went wrong in your very vague date?
I will say that I didn't notice anything in particular that might have gone wrong. At the end, we did go back to her place, and I did try to kiss her.
Okay.
But she said to me she didn't want to kiss, and I remember she said specifically, "Let's save it for next time." And I'm sure that's what she said because I made sure to write it down.
What?
You wrote it down?
Like in your diary or what?
Well, I wrote it down when I got back to my car. I had a notepad in my car. I wrote it down.
Okay.
That
so
is
she said,
weird.
let's save the kiss for next time, meaning she probably was hoping for another date with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought, yes.
Why are you writing down what people say?
Well, it's a good tool for remembering conversations. You never know when you're going to have to recall what happened. I try to keep a good record.
Right.
You
never know when you're going to be calling into a radio station to do a second date update, but not giving them any information other than what the girl said to you at the end of the date.
I'm sorry, guys. I know it sounds ridiculous that I can't say very much, but look, I listen to you guys faithfully every day. I know you guys are very funny and find you very helpful. And, I was hoping, granted, I know I'm cautious, but I'm hoping you can help because, honestly, you're basically the only ones that we can trust.
We meaning
That is-
like the royal we, like you are calling yourself we, or you and her?
Yeah, I'd rather not get into that, but
Of course you rather wouldn't.
but I will say that you guys have no motivation to put us in harm's way. So that's, I feel I feel like I can trust you.
Not at all. I want to get you a second date. I'm just hoping this works out because I have no information.
Dennis, are you concerned at all? Because you've heard these second date updates that when we call the other person, Kathy could tell us all sorts of things about you.
Well, I don't think that's possible. She doesn't know enough about me to compromise me in any significant way. And frankly, I'm also very concerned about her safety.
Whoa.
You're concerned about her safety.
Yes, well, I've tried to contact her since our date each day, and she hasn't responded. So I'm growing, concerned.
What do you mean,
don't
like-
think that maybe she just didn't want to go out with you again?
Based on what I wrote down, let's save it for next time. I'm doubtful.
Okay.
Wait, what could be the worst case scenario here? Like she's kidnapped?
Well, I'd rather not go into the specifics of that, but I'll just say it could be bad, and I'm hoping that you will be able to get her on the phone.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and then we'll call her and get your second date update, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you missed the first part of today's second date update, it's one that's shrouded in mystery. Dennis is on the phone. That's not even his real name. He asked to go by a different name because he doesn't want his real identity out there. He didn't really tell us much about how he met the girl that he wants to call or about the date at all. He didn't really tell us much of anything other than he had a good time and he dropped her off at the end of the night, tried to get a kiss, and she said, what did she say, Dennis? What were her words?
She said, let's save it for next time.
Let's save it for next time, which means that she was probably planning on another date, but now she hasn't called him back, and he's wondering why. And we're going to get her on the phone, and hopefully, maybe she'll give us a little more information about your date.
Let's hope.
Dennis?
Well, we'll see. There's really not that much more that she could tell you than what I've already revealed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
this
just
sounds-
no details at all. You tell stories like I do. No wonder my friends don't like hearing stories from me. It's like, how was your day? Yeah, it was all right. Not much happened. That's it. Okay, well, I'm going to dial her number and see if we can get her on the phone and find out what happened, okay?
Okay, thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate this, and I hope you're able to get her.
Yeah, let's see. All right, I'm going to dial her number right now.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Kathy, please?
This is she.
Oh, that is your name. Cool. What's up, Kathy? How are you? My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Oh, I'm good. I'm sorry, who is this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Oh, sorry. Can I help you with something?
Yeah, you can. We actually got an email about you from one of our listeners. And this is going to be hard for me to tell you who it is because I don't really know much about him or what you guys did together. But apparently you went on a date with somebody who listens to our show.
Okay.
And now you're not calling them back for another date.
Okay. Who was it?
Well, he wouldn't tell us his real name, but he's going by the name of Dennis. So did you go out on a date recently with like more than one person?
Well, I mean, you don't have any other information than that?
I just know his name is Dennis. That's what he'll let us call him. He said that he met you downtown and that you guys went to eat. Somewhere. And that he tried to kiss you at the end of the date. The only details that I have is that he tried to kiss you at the end of the date and you said to him, let's save that for next time.
Okay. All right. So you're talking about...
I you would give too much information right off the top.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anybody named Dennis, but I do know somebody that sounds familiar to what you're saying. That the guy told me his name was not Dennis.
Oh my God. He was so frustrating to talk to. He wouldn't give us any information and acted like everything was some secret about his life.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it could be Dennis. It could be anything. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I don't really know the guy that well, and I didn't really know him much better after the date. So I have no idea.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your date? Because he didn't give us any details.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess I can. It's one of the weirdest dates, if not the weirdest date I've ever been on. So, okay.
Really?
So we were going to go out to eat, and he came and picked me up. And he seemed really normal, like just talking to him, except for like these weird little things that would happen. Like when we actually got to the restaurant, he asked the hostess if we could sit at a table in the back of the restaurant, like, you know, further back from everything else.
Okay.
And he asked for that, like, really specifically with the hostess.
Weird.
And I'm, like, thinking to myself, this guy has got to be married or have a girlfriend or something because he's being so secretive about it, right?
I mean, okay, so he's a little picky about where he wants to sit in the restaurant. That's not like the worst thing in the world, is it?
Oh, my God, I didn't even tell you guys the best part.
There's more to it than that?
Yes. So we're sitting at the table, and he looks at me seriously, and he says, would you mind if we go secure?
What?
And I'm like, yeah, exactly. What does that mean? Yeah. What do you mean secure? And he takes out this like magnetic looking thing. It looks like a pen. And he asked me if he could wipe my cell phone.
What do you mean? With like a Clorox clean wipe?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I asked him. I was like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, well, I'm just going to clear the information from your cell phone, and then you can turn it off. And I was like, I can just turn it off. No, you can't wipe my cell.
Yeah, I need the information on my cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I asked him, I was like, you know, what's your deal? Are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? Is there some reason that you're being so secretive about this? You know, and he started laughing really loud, like uncomfortably loud in the restaurant. And people were staring at us. And he's like, no, of course not. It's just the line of work that I'm in.
What?
And I was like, well, what kind of work do you do? What line of work are you in? And he said, if things go well, then he'll disclose more information to me later.
Oh my gosh. That would make me go on a second date alone just because I'd be dying to know.
I know. It was totally intriguing. I really wanted to know more about him. I really wanted to know, like, what is this guy hiding?
Did you ever get an answer on that?
No. No, I did not. I mean, it was the weirdest date I've ever had, and I was just over it. So I wasn't going to call him back after that.
Well, it's unfortunate that you weren't going to call him back because I have to let you know that he's actually on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah. Dennis, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Kathy. First of all, I'm very happy to hear that you're doing all right. I was worried about you because I wasn't able to get in touch. But look, I have to say, I know it sounds bad when you recount it that way, and it sounds like I was being strange and but all I can say is that if you knew more, you would know that I do have my reasons for what I was doing, and it really is best for all of us that I don't disclose too much information.
Oh my gosh. I mean, is this really happening right now? You're trying to justify what happened?
Look, I understand where you're coming from, but I just have to repeat. I mean, the more you know, the worse it is. The worse it could be.
What?
So then why would she want to date you if the more she knows?
Look, I will say this. I did really like you, and I wonder, if I tell you a little bit more, would you consider going on a second date?
Probably not. I mean,
just give me a chance to tell you. I can tell you a little bit more, and maybe you can decide after you know more.
I would love to hear a little bit more.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I do.
Dennis, can you please tell us a little bit more? Give us some information about yourself, please.
Okay. So Kathy, I mean, look, I really shouldn't be. I mean, look, there are certain government agencies that are involved in covert operations. I'm
oh my God, are you a spy or something?
Well, okay, I will say this. No, I am not currently involved in any of those government agencies. I'm not currently involved, but I'm very passionate about that line of work, and I would like to be a part of it someday.
What?
Oh God.
So wait, what?
You want to be a spy?
I will say I would like to be a part of these elite government agencies.
Okay, that's not the way you do it by pretending like you're a spy right now. You I don't know, join the armed forces and go through training and maybe go to college.
Why do I have a feeling he's living in his mom's basement?
Yeah,
he's like some internet hacker.
I've done a lot of research, and it involves a good deal of self-control and a certain style of living, and I'm just sort of preparing myself for that now to make sure that I'm ready.
So weird. Dennis, have you had any interviews with any of these government agencies that you're hoping to one day be a part of?
I really can't. I can't reveal that. I mean,
yes, you can actually, Dennis. You can reveal all of it because nobody cares if you reveal that information, not even the government.
Well, I mean, you can think what you want on that matter, but that's why I'm in training for this, and you're not.
All right. Well, Dennis, I'm going to ask the question to Kathy to see if she'll give me an answer. Kathy, would you be interested in going out with Dennis again, a second date with a spy in training? Maybe you can learn a little bit more about him. We'll pay for a second date.
No, that's okay. I think so.
But think about how you could brag to your friends about how you're dating a pretend spy.
Yeah, I hear you guys laughing, and I understand. You might not understand what I'm dealing with, but I am confident that someday I'm going to have the job that I want. And Kathy, I'm glad to hear that you're okay, first of all. But I also, I'm disappointed that you don't want to do another date, but that it is part of the life that I've accepted.
It's what you sign up for when your name is maybe Dennis and you're taking girls out on dates. It's not very easy, is it?
It's true. It is a hard life, but I've chosen to accept it.
Doesn't even get it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Mini golfing is always a good idea on a first date.
Yeah,
I agree with with that.
Unless, of course, you get hammered and then get very upset when you miss a shot and then go on a profanity-laced tirade in front of a bunch of kids and then threaten to beat up the staff.
Has that happened to you? Because that sounds really vivid.
No, it hasn't happened to me, but I'm hoping it's happened to Todd, who's on the phone
Okay.
today, and that's what he did. He went mini golfing and then tried to beat everybody up. Is that right, Todd?
I don't know about beat everybody up, but I did go mini golfing.
Oh.
Okay. Did you get angry at all during the entire 18 holes? How many do you play in mini golf? I don't know. Is it 18?
Well, we played both courses, so we played 18 holes, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. You're a mini golf madman.
Oh, yeah. That's my jam right there is mini golf. I mean, it's like the perfect entertainment, perfect first date, all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and so you decided to take the girl that you want to call today mini golfing. How did it go?
I mean, I think it went all right. We were, laughing around, joking around, having a good time. To me, I like taking all my dates mini golfing just because, it's what I do. I actually, I went pro mini golfing when I was, oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, and I'm a professional mini golfer.
They have a pro circuit?
Yeah, there's a pro circuit. There's leagues. I've toured all around the United States playing mini golf.
Oh, man, what am I doing? Why am I here? I didn't know that, Todd. Can I have an apprenticeship underneath you? Can you teach me so that I can go on tour mini golfing?
Yeah, you could be his caddy.
Oh, no, people have Yeah, no, there's whole
Shut up.
league.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly.
Amazing.
All over the country. There's just so many nice courses.
Wait, what makes a course nice? Like a cool windmill?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Like some people like more of a challenge, so there's a lot of courses with a lot more obstacles and things in the way. Some courses, they use lighting, different fiber optic lighting to make the courses look tough.
Interesting.
Can we just throw out the second date part of this and discuss pro mini golf for a while? Because this is fascinating to me.
I've always just tried to not step in some little kid's pee when I've been there.
Pee?
Oh no,
Yeah.
some of these courses they don't even allow kids. A lot of these pro courses.
Oh, that's amazing. You have to tell me where those are. All right, let's get to your date. So, how was mini golfing with Laura?
That was great. When I take a date out, I'm not trying to be competitive or anything. I'm just having fun and having good conversation and talking to her. And we have a lot of similar interests and stuff like that. But I guess there was just this one thing that we didn't agree on. 95% of the conversation was fantastic. And I don't know if it's just this one little thing or what's going on, but
You didn't get into like politics or religion or something like that, did you?
nope, no politics, no religion, nothing like that. It was actually, we were talking about the lottery and we were saying like, what would you do if you won like $20 million?
Okay.
Yeah,
Right?
fun convo.
Yeah, how could you get in an argument about that?
Well, she goes, I would donate it to charity.
Like all of it?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want? Why you want to call this girl? She's obviously got bad judgment.
I think that's really noble. Why would that be a bad choice?
Save a few mil for yourself.
Why are you even playing the lotto if you're just going to give it away?
Exactly.
Because maybe you want to do good for mankind.
You see, you and I wouldn't get along on a date either.
All right, so you got into a heated discussion because she said she would give all of her lottery winnings to charity, and I'm guessing you wouldn't give anything to charity?
I would blow it on cars and going out and buying nice houses and
I will say,
doing fun things.
I can actually see why that would be a reason not to call you back. Because it does, I mean, it says a lot about what type of person you are, what you would do with that type of money, right? You sound a little materialistic and selfish with that answer.
Again, I'm not dating you. I'm trying to date somebody else.
I'm just trying to interpret why she wouldn't be calling you back.
How heated did things get with her over this?
I mean, not like heated, but there was definitely a disagreement. And, but luckily that was on like the 17th hole anyway. It wasn't like the whole date was really shot anyway, but the majority of the date was great. And I'm just not getting a call back, and I don't know.
How did the date end?
I walked her back to her car and gave her a hug or whatever, and that was it.
Well, I mean, I feel like a date is sometimes like a good movie. You remember the beginning and the end. The middle doesn't really matter that much. It's just the part to get you to the end. And if you end really well, it says everything. It's all she remembered.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. But if you like the whole... if you're entertained throughout the whole movie, you're going to go see the sequel.
No, not if the end sucks.
You would never get along, you two.
Yeah, no, you guys definitely would not be dating. So when she got in her car and stuff, did she seem like she wanted to see you again? Did she say anything or look at you in a certain way? You know that look, Todd.
I don't know. She's just, she gave me a hug or whatever, and she's like, okay, I'll talk to you soon. And it'd really be a shame if she's not calling me back because of that one thing. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I hope you guys get her on the phone, because I just want to redo. You know, I mean, if that's, give me a mulligan.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
All right, hang on a minute. Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Todd is on the phone, and Todd took a girl named Laura to mini golf for their first date. He said 95% of it was awesome, but there was a bad 5% when they got into a little bit of an argument about how they would spend the money if they won the lottery. Todd says he would spend it all on material things. Laura, bleeding heart Laura, says she would give it all to charity, and I guess they argued about that a little bit. Todd, I do know one thing. If you won the lottery, you wouldn't be having to do a second date update right now. You would have date options, that's for sure.
Right? Exactly.
Now, if you guys go out again, are you going to be able to not bring this topic up?
You know, I don't really think so. Like, I think it's a good thing if we bring it up again and talk about it. Yeah, it's an important topic, and I mean, after thinking about it a little bit, I mean, maybe I would give some to charity. Like, that can't be a totally bad idea.
Look at that, Todd. You do have soul.
Or he's just telling her what she wants to hear.
Oh, come on, Jubal.
So that he can get another date. All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Laura, please?
Yeah, this is her.
Hey, Laura, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm fine. Who is this again?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Okay.
Which airs on the radio.
Duh.
I'm familiar with the radio. I guess I've just never heard of you guys, and I don't really know why you're calling me.
Okay, well, we're a show that's on the radio, and we're calling you because we do a segment on our show called The Second Date Update, and you went out with one of our listeners recently.
Which one? Who is this?
Whoa, so there's a lot of options?
Good for you.
Well, I mean, that's none of your business, but no, who? Like, was it Jimmy?
No, it was not Jimmy. We haven't gotten an email from a Jimmy yet about going on a date with you, but we did get one from a guy named Todd.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that Todd.
Yeah.
I remember Todd. That's what that sounded like.
He says that you guys went mini golfing,
We did.
and now he says you're not calling him back, and he really wanted to see you again. What's wrong with Todd?
I mean, I don't know if I feel comfortable talking to you people.
Well, what can I do to make you comfortable, Laura? This is all about your comfort.
That sounded even creepier to me for some reason. How about we already heard his side of the story, so maybe it's your chance to tell yours?
Oh, so he told you his side of the story, did he?
Mm-hmm. He did.
What did he tell you?
Well, he told us that you guys went mini golfing, and he says that most of it was great, and there was one time where he thinks he might have upset you because you two were talking about lottery winnings, if you had won the lottery, and he said he would just buy a bunch of stuff, and you were saying that you would give it to charity, and he thinks maybe that's the reason you're not calling him back.
Oh, I mean, that's his opinion, and I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to not date him just because I don't agree with him.
Okay, so you didn't take it like as a red flag that it meant that he was materialistic and selfish.
No, I think most people would probably not want to give all of their winnings to charity. I mean, I think that's probably normal. Like, it wasn't like a good thing, but no, I mean, that wasn't the reason.
So if that wasn't it, then why don't you want to see Todd again?
So is it that he wants to see me? Is that what this is about? Is this why you're bothering me?
Yes, this is exactly why we're bothering you. And he wants to see you again.
Okay, that's super weird.
And if he can't see you again, he at least wants to know why.
Well, okay, that's fair, I guess. So he told you we went mini golfing, right? And that he's like a pro and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said he was really good.
That like blew me out of the water. I didn't even know that those people existed.
Yeah, you went on a date with a pro athlete.
I know.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, no, it is cool. Like, and I did think that was kind of cool. I didn't know it was a thing either. But when we were golfing, we were having a fun time, and he gave me some pointers and all that stuff, and I made a hole in one.
Awesome.
And he was like, yeah.
But then he was like, hey, good job. And he smacked me on the butt. And I was like, okay, that's stepping over a boundary right there.
A little aggressive.
Yeah.
So you didn't like that?
It made me uncomfortable, you know, because like he's
fair.
a dude, I'm a girl. I just didn't think it was appropriate.
Yeah,
Like,
usually you should share like a first kiss before you go to butt grabs.
Yeah. Did you tell him that you were uncomfortable with that and to not do it again?
no, I probably should have, but I just I didn't want to, like, we were having a good time and I didn't want to, I just wanted to let it go because he's a pro. I don't know, maybe this is a thing they do. I have no idea. And I just let it go. But then at the end of the game, he did it again and he was like, nice playing with you, and like another little smack on the, and it just felt really gross and kind of porny. I don't know.
Good job holding that club, little lady. You earned yourself a booty slap. Not everybody gets one of those.
Yeah, it was just really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I can see how that works.
Wait a minute. I could explain what's going on if you guys give me a chance to just say, like, I could explain this.
You weren't supposed to jump in yet, Todd.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, what is going on?
Laura, that's Todd. He's on the other phone, wants to talk to you, and apparently has no patience.
Yeah, he's a little aggressive. I think she's right.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, it's okay, because I could explain. Like, I'm just excited to, like, hear your voice again, you know? Like, we had a good time. I just want to defend myself on that. Like, that's part of, you know, I didn't mean to cross a barrier that I shouldn't have, but that's just a part of the game. You got a hole in one, and I was excited for you. That's like, we do that in the league, and I know I probably should have said that, but it's just like part of the game.
But that's guys.
It's like a sports slap,
Wait.
like when you're running out on the field and your coach gives you a little slap on the butt. Is that what you were doing?
It's just like in baseball. I'm sure you've probably seen people, like, you know, slap each other on the in baseball.
Yeah, those dudes fondle each other all the time. They fondle themselves and each other.
But here's the thing, Todd. Those dudes know each other. They're on the same team.
Yeah.
They've spent countless hours together.
I mean, we were already together for like 30 minutes, you know, and I just wanted to tell her congratulations and pop, you know?
No, okay. I'm not a guy. Okay, 30 minutes is not enough time for you to be able to touch my butt. That's just not okay. And I'm not in the league with you. And girls don't understand why dude athletes do that anyway. Like, you don't see lady athletes smacking each other on the butt.
I don't know. I slap my girlfriends every once in a while. Like, hey, good game, ladies.
Really?
I don't know. Why not?
Dang, Brooke.
That's really weird, and that's something you do.
It's out there.
All right, so
For all sexes.
You're not doing a whole lot of butt slapping then, Laura.
No, I'm not. And this is a date, Todd. Like, it just, you crossed a boundary, and
I got you. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. You know, I wasn't trying to do that by any means. I was just getting really excited because you were getting really good at mini golf. We were having fun. We were laughing. Maybe I just misinterpreted the situation, but, you know, I would just like to get a mulligan here and go out on another date and, you know, try again and be respectful. Maybe we'll go out to dinner this time or something.
And after you finish your food, he can give you a nice pat on the butt and be like, good job. Laura, would you like to go out on a second date with Todd? We will pay for it.
I mean...
I think his butt slap was an innocent thing. I really do.
Yeah. And I feel like now he understands your boundaries. So maybe before he didn't get your boundaries.
I don't know.
But I tell you what, the next time we get together, I'll let you smack me on my butt twice just to get even. Just so that way
Dude, Laura.
we're starting off again on an even playing field.
Laura, you get a free date and you get 2 free butt slaps on him.
I have a feeling she doesn't want those.
I don't want to be smacked, and I don't want to smack anybody. No butt smacks on dates. Like, just no.
I think that's a fair rule, Todd.
I can adhere to that, all right? I got you. Butt slaps are off limits, and that's fine with me. I'm all good with that.
All right, Laura, so what do you say? Butt slaps off limits. Is the second date on? Will you go out with him again?
Well, obviously, Todd, you went through all this trouble to do this, and the second date wouldn't hurt. I had a good time other than the butt slaps. So why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, you got a second date, Todd. Congratulations.
Woohoo! I just stood up and smacked my own butt.
Yeah, congratulations. I'm smacking it for you over the radio, too. Good job.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, note to self, if I want to smack my date on the butt, just take them to do something sporting. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Todd wanted to call Laura. She wasn't calling back after their date mini golfing. We got her on the phone and found out the reason why, and it's because Todd is actually a professional mini golfer. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
But during their game, she would do something good, and he'd like smack her on the butt. Kind of like a sports slap. You know how you do that?
Yeah.
And she was kind of weirded out by it, and why is this dude smacking me on the butt? So she wasn't calling him back because she thought he was a little handsy. He told her that he was just like innocently like, hey, good game or whatever.
Yeah.
And they did decide to go out again, just no butt slaps anymore.
I think it was good on everybody's. I mean, we talked it out.
Yeah, they worked it out.
Yeah.
And now they're going on a second date. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person that didn't call you back.